Hey, it's Richard with PreSonus. One powerful feature of the StudioLive Series III Mixers is the ability to create admin and user profiles, plus give permissions to those users to control what they can and cannot do. Here's my friend Jeff Sandstrom from MxU to show you how to do it.
From your home screen, select User Profiles. It comes up as the profile for the default administrator, which is basically where you would set your default project and password and things like that as the admin for the console. But if you want to give access to other parameters to other users, let's say you have a volunteer who mixes once a month, or somebody who's mixing for a different environment that comes into your room rather than the main service. You might have a youth service in the same room, so you want to be able to basically lock out some of the parameters or provide access to only certain parameters in the console for those users. It's really easy to do. So let's say user 1 is one of our volunteers and we want to change the settings for that user. So we can basically edit the permissions for what that user has access to. And so under edit permissions, you can control what they can change or not change based on the parameters that you set. So you might say, okay, they could have permission to change channel naming and maybe input EQ and dynamics, but you don't necessarily want them to be able to change anything about your output EQ or your output dynamics. So you would leave that grayed out because you don't want them to mess with the outputs going to the PA. Changing effects types, maybe you would give them access to that. Maybe they don't know much about effects yet, and so you want to keep those to a sort of default global setting, so you would leave that grayed out.
As you can see, it's really easy to set up levels of permission so that your volunteers don't get themselves into an area of the mixer where they really shouldn't be. It's just another example of why StudioLive Series III is the most comprehensive, feature-laden mixing system in our price class. Special thanks to our friends at MxU for the great Series 3 video library.